Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 153 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. We've got a great show today. We've got a really cool brand new construction home on Vickers and in Little Funky Forest Hills. We've got an amazing split level you don't want to miss. Both amazing and new to the market.
And in our second segment, we're going to talk about the green gems of Dallas and the what's going on with parks here and value of them and just all the little details surrounding it.
There's lots of great information in this week's Dallas Morning News, and we thought it'd be a great way to share that to some of the viewers who actually aren't in Dallas and don't see that paper, just because it's so important and it does actually play such a big factor in Dallas real estate. And other than that, it was a wonderful weekend.
It was wonderful. It was so pretty this weekend.
College football was amazing for some, and for others it was a trying weekend. But I will say this much: I thought that the Alabama A&M game was probably one of the best games I had seen in a very, very long time. So enjoyed that. You're like, I'm over it.
Fun. I'm such a fair weather football fan. I mean, I watch the Cowboys when the Cowboys play. I don't care whether they're winning. You know, they're 3 games up, 3 games down. It's not really. I'm just a fair weather fan.
He's just like, well, whatever it is. I'm not the biggest fan, but there was a really cool get together that Trey Brown had, and it's always the Texas OU game, and ribs and barbecue and homemade banana pudding. So it was a really good time hanging out with the guys.
That's great.
It was fun.
I saw the Bond movie this weekend.
How was that?
I really enjoyed it. So I have this internal. If a movie goes over 2 hours, I get really bored by it. And I didn't realize that it is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. I'm glad I didn't know that.
Did you hang in there?
Oh yeah, totally. Because the movie itself is great. There are a couple of things in it that I went with Morgan and Tim, and there were a couple of things that they talked about that they didn't really like about it that I've heard other people say as well. And I can't tell you what that is because it would be kind of a giveaway of part of the movie, but I definitely go see it.
Well, are you watching Ted Lasso?
I have watched Ted Lasso. I have not finished the season yet. I just haven't done that last one. I don't want to yet.
Amazing. If you're not watching Ted Lasso, you need to.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is I think it's very interesting that in the Green Gems, one of the articles that was written actually references Ted Lasso. And I thought that was a really good tie-in.
It's funny that he's already become that kind of cultural connection.
Ted Lasso. I want Ted Lasso to run for president. I love that guy. How many people do you think are going to dress up as Ted Lasso for Halloween?
Oh, I bet it's going to be crazy.
It has to be. And we have a friend, Tamara Gady, if you're listening, you are Rebecca.
Yes.
Oh my God. I have shown your picture to so many of our friends that watch it and be like, this is not Rebecca. This is actually Tamara Gady. And everybody agrees.
And the woman that plays Rebecca plays in like 4 or 5 other things right now, and that I didn't realize she played in. There's just one I saw the other day. I'm horrible at this, but
there she is. God.
Yeah.
She's
Gorgeous.
amazing.
Just gorgeous.
And so is, and the funny thing is Tamara is as gorgeous as her and as tall. I love it. And the other thing too is, God, what's his name? Roy Kent. Roy Kent. He has the funniest Instagram account. He's really, I don't know what his real name is, but he is an amazing guy. I get a charge out of him, and I love his character. I love how much he cusses.
So is the Instagram account in character as Roy Kent, or it's his personal Instagram account?
It is his personal account, and it talks and he is really humorous and creative when it comes to like the video stock. Good Lord, can you imagine if we could have him on the show? I would love that. We could Skype him in.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. So what's going on in the market? They're here to hear about real estate, not Ted Lasso.
The market we're continuing to see this seasonal slowdown.
Yep.
There were more listings that came on the market last week compared to the week before. It was up by about 5%. Those back on market listings went down a bit, but to me that said those were houses that the contracts held together.
Yep.
I mean, there are lots of reasons to come back on the market. They might have gone temporarily off market or whatever, but traditionally what we see most when they come back on market is when a contract falls out.
We're seeing that price decreases are down 28%, and that's a good thing. We're seeing that maybe there's a normalization. I still think it's very seasonal. 1 week with that big of a depreciation is not like the new norm. So it's something to watch, and we'll see how that plays out.
Yep. Price increases are down a little bit. There were only 368 last week compared to 402 the week before. Under contract went down a smidge, but it was a really small amount. It went down from 1883 to 1808 contracts. Those that came out of the option period that were down just a smidge to 371.
And so when we look at pendings, we see that they're also down by 15%, down to 2637. Want to also point out that these numbers that we're comparing to last week also were end of month, and some of those carried over. So it's a little tougher for it quite to be apples to apples. But you can also see sold was down 46%, 2,400 versus 3,500 the week before.
Yeah, that and your point is really important, because the data that goes into MLS lags by about a week, and then we're reporting for last week basically. So we're at the middle of October now, but what we're seeing is really the effects of like that first few days of October.
Absolutely. And some of the articles that we saw in the Dallas Morning News that kind of reflected this information that we're bringing to you. One of them was talking about flips that were happening in the DFW area. And I thought it was really interesting that they were saying that there's still a lot of flips that can happen if you want to do these. I think they said the average was around $86,000 or $76,000 was the return. That to me seems like really optimistic, given how high prices are, how hard it is to get trades, and how hard it is to get supplies.
Yeah, that has become such a competitive market to obtain those flippers to and obtain those properties. It's crazy. I mean, how many calls did you get last week from people that are probably in a call center somewhere, just dialing for dollars, saying, "Hey, are you do you have anything off market or coming on that we could take a look at?"
And you get them in text now. And so with that being said, I think that you have to really be careful. And I think that even new buyers or buyers that are looking at flips, you really have to do your due diligence to make sure that house is quality, because if somebody's just flipping it for the first time, I don't want to buy that house.
Yeah.
We also saw that there was articles talking about new home construction and that they were up.
New home construction is way, the number of new homes that were sold in the third quarter of this year is the largest number of new homes ever sold in a quarter before in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
It's a lot of homes. We actually have several under contract right now, and we are talking from Sunnyvale, Wiley, into proper Dallas. And it's an interesting thing. I do say that Grenadier Homes is doing an excellent job right now. They have really kept on pace. And also K-Hub 90, we've got another one with K-Hub. And I will say that a very interesting thing is they are really good at rolling out every Friday those updates about what stage the home's in, what's the next stage, and kind of keeping a buyer calm. I think it's a great way to communicate, and I've been very pleased with both of these home builders and the way that they're handling that.
Yeah, I would agree. That's always, it's been kind of one of the soft spots, I think, in the building community is the communication with the realtors and with the purchasers.
It's a proactive form of communication rather than the buyer having to go, where are we and what's going on? This is landing on their, and it calms everybody down.
It really does.
It is interesting too, though, that we had a client that was looking at new home construction inside of Dallas, and Dallas is a little bit different when it's infill product. And basically Dallas buys a lot, organizes the plans, picks everything, orders it. Once construction happens, that's when they put it on the market. And it was a little surprising to them that there were like no selects left for them to make. It was like, pick your stain. You're done. That didn't quite work for them, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. And builders are, I think builders are approaching it a little bit smarter this time than they did in the 2005, 6, and 7 era, where a lot of them went out of business because they ended up with a lot of inventory, and they had a lot of houses that were under contract where people couldn't close on them.
Right.
And now they're putting terms in place, and I don't want to be real specific because they change from builder to builder, but they're putting real specific terms in place where the buyer is going to be significantly financially hurt if they don't close on that in April or May, whatever the delivery time for next year is.
Yep. And in Dallas, they do a really good job of picking really great selects. I feel like the buyers have been so specific in what they want, and I guess the communication is clear between the builders, and I mean, they pick really great elements.
Yeah.
So homes look good.
Yep.
As you're going to see right here in the first one.
Yeah. So our first home today is at 2046 Bickers Street, and this is in one of the West Dallas neighborhoods that is gentrifying, coming of age, coming back to life. It's on the south side of the Trinity River. That street going over the Trinity River, is that
Hampton.
Inwood? I'm sorry, I've got my contacts in today, so it's a little difficult.
You're like, I'm zooming in.
Is on the south side of Trinity River off of Hampton. That is such a beautiful bridge as you go over it. So, you know, if you were in the medical district, your home would be just a matter of minutes away.
Yep. And if you're one of the home buyers who is interested in that long-term investment and getting ahead of the curve, because you can see like in Lakewood, it's really almost impossible to get ahead of the curve now. This would be one of those areas where it would be really a great place to find a home, get in, lock it down, and sit on it for quite some time and make that money on it. A really great area. There's a lot that's been coming in. I think that as the Calatrava Bridge really made it accessible more into the Oak Cliff, it's added to this, and it's really added that Trinity Grove area, which has really come on really strong over there. And there's so many different things you can do there now.
Oh my gosh, the number of restaurants over there. I had printed out the restaurant list over there,
Yeah.
and it is much larger than I thought that it was.
We were just there the other night, and I think the coolest thing that they've done is that outdoor area that was
Mm.
just kind of more just like picnic. They've kind of
Mm-hmm.
gone further with it, added drink areas, and you can see, Dan Lamb's sculpture is right there.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's called Art Park,
Mm.
and Dan Lamb kind of helped kick that off, I would assume. And so it's created this really great area to go and hang out. I think you can go watch games, get cocktails, play cards, probably, I don't know, we saw lots and lots of groups out there. It was really cool.
There is so much variety in the food, from Bad Barbecue on the backside of it, all the way up to what is it? Some Good China.
Some dang good Chinese food.
Yeah, dang good Chinese. Some amazing food there. And then you've got that big development right across the street that's got all of that first floor restaurants. There's a brewery over there. I think it's called Steamworks Brewery. So, you know, within just a matter of minutes, there is food.
And the great thing is once you get done eating, if you're not ready to go home, there's a really cool place just to go walk across the street and go a little bit across the bridge. There's also a little playground there for the kids. So all in all, this is a really great area, and they've done a great job with this.
This is the Ron Kirk Bridge, and it is the bridge that crosses the Trinity River right there. It used to be the old not Commerce Street, Continental Street Bridge. And when they built one of the Margaret McDermott Bridge there, they converted this one into a pedestrian bridge.
Yep.
And it's such a cool place. We go out there and fly the drone.
Yeah.
And there are bike paths, there are hiking paths. There is this, you know, this playground area that goes right across on the bridge that you can just go out there and hang out all day.
Yep. It's a great add to the city, and it kind of dovetails into Green Gems of Dallas. So again, more great space in and around this area. So this unit, or this home, is going to be 2046 Bickers Street. And it's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage. It's just over 2,500 square feet, and it is brand new construction.
And it's priced at $629,900.
Yep.
So you walk up, and this has got a really, I feel like it's just a very polished entrance. They've used the Hardy-Backer siding on the first floor, and then you go into metal siding on the second floor. As you come in, you really have this great little sense of arrival. I hate to keep using that, but you really do. You've got a bar right there, which is like perfect location. When people come in, you've got the mudroom to the left, be handing them a cocktail from the right. You have a place to put your refrigerator, whether it's an ice maker you want down there, and then a few steps further, and you see this living room that's probably got, gosh, those ceilings are probably 20 foot high.
They did a great job with this, and I love the way that it opens up. As you can see here from this picture, we spin back around, look towards the front door, and you can see you have a slight switchback staircase that goes up. Great job with those window placements along that as well to let in more natural light. That dining room kind of wraps around and flows with the kitchen, and then again, you have those windows stacked on top of each other to give you even more natural light.
Stainless steel appliances. You've got the microwave already there. I love the bar top that they use here. It provides that extra seating that you want to have when people come over and just hang out while you're cooking or whatever.
And one of the things that I feel like so many of today's buyers are really interested in is having that really great connectivity in a room so that they can have a really great Super Bowl party, A&M party, but everybody can be there and working together. And the configuration of this dining room, this living room, this kitchen all work so perfectly that you get a space bigger than you could have in most homes. And so it just has that perfect work through.
And this builder really put a lot of effort into putting everything into this home that a buyer is going to want and expect at this price point. That was the laundry room, which has a sink in it. And this is the master bedroom. They've done this really great detailing on the bed wall there, and you flow right into this huge master bath with a separate sculptured tub, separate shower stall, double vanity, and huge walk-in closet.
Yep. Again, we're talking about the developer who you can tell this is not their first rodeo, and they understand the elements that today's home buyers want. The color palette was what we are also expecting to see, and they focused, as Jeff said, on the closet. So many times developers kind of skimp on this, and it's just one of those things can be the difference between them deciding to purchase yours and someone else's.
And as you go upstairs, you've got two really good sized bedrooms. That's a queen size bed, if I'm not mistaken, but it's still, you've got plenty of room for nightstands, and then a really cool step-in shower stall for this bath. Again, you've got quartz countertops, the cabinetry that was probably custom built, I think, just because it feels like it fits the space so well.
And here you can see the third bedroom, and it does also connect into a bathroom. Great view from here as well. I love that they keep doing these windows that are exaggerated in the rooms and downstairs and up. Here's the steps into that ensuite bathroom, which is really great. Again, something that you didn't quite expect to get. And upstairs we have a second living space, which is really great because it helps divide that, whether this is going to be an office space, a small gym. Great extra space that today's buyers need.
And the garage has already had the floor epoxied. As you can tell, that is really like a 2.5 car sized garage. And the backyard is really just the perfect size for this. It's deep enough that you could have outdoor living space. You could extend that if you wanted to. You could have a pool back there. It really super flexibility.
Absolutely. And this is at 2046 Bickers Street, 3 full bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage. It was just completed. It is 2545 square feet, comes in at $629,900, and that is $247,500, which is under that 250 mark, which is so often trying to be hit by today's builders. If you'd like more information about this home, look in the comments below. There'll be a link. Click on that link. You can see pictures that we didn't use. You can actually take a look at the map. If you'd like to go look at this home or one of the homes in the area, let us know. We'd love to make that happen for you.
And we'd love to say thank you to Rob Elmore for letting us talk about his home today.
Great home, Rob. Thank you so much.
Really nice. The second home we're going to talk about today is at 9018 Groveland Drive. And this is in the sweet part of the eastern side of White Rock Lake.
I love this area.
We've talked about this neighborhood before, and this is Little Forest Hills.
Yeah.
Which is right next door to Forest Hills.
Yep.
Forest Hills is a neighborhood with multi-million-dollar homes and huge lots, and Little Forest Hills is the funky, quirky next-door neighbor.
Absolutely. And it is, we always say that Oak Cliff is where you go if you want to be in an Austin-type neighborhood in Dallas. But if you need an Austin-type neighborhood in East Dallas, this is the one for you. It is amazing. Lots of brand new construction goes with the old construction. The two go perfectly together. There's a park that is just down the street from here. And of course, you've got that White Rock Lake. And that White Rock Lake is one of the big draws. One of the amazing things about this is you're close to Casa Linda, and a lot of development has come into Casa Linda. Plus, you can get over to 30 and get back onto the highway and get into downtown or into Arlington really quickly.
One of the really great, almost walkable attractions to go to there is the Dallas Arboretum. And if you have not been to the Arboretum lately, it is really, truly spectacular this year.
Especially this time of year, because they do really big Christmas, they do really big tulips, and they do really big winter gourds.
Yes, they do. I've not been for the Winter Gourd Festival yet, but I do plan to go. This is also one of those organizations that you can belong to as a family. I think it costs you $125 a year, and you get I'm kind of making this up, but I think I remember it right. You can get like 4 tickets at a time, and that are free, and you can go multiple times a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about this area is they have spent millions on the children's section in the back. So wonderful gym, as we play off words, here in Dallas.
And restaurant-wise, this neighborhood has pretty much everything you want. One of the best neighborhood restaurants there is called Smoky Rose.
I do like me some Smoky Rose. Was just there about 2 weeks ago. Great place. Lots of outdoor space for kids. Also, great place to grab drinks as well when you're outside. And if you like pizza, one of the Dallas staples is Carne Russo. And it's not on the menu, but you can ask for the Honey Badger. It's amazing.
And Carne Rosso, I believe, is the one that you don't dare ask for ranch dressing at.
No. Yes, that sounded judgy.
No, I think they charge you like $75 for ranch dressing.
You're kidding.
No, they do not want you to use ranch dressing.
I get it.
Pizza, so.
Not in that pizza. No, it is a great restaurant. Another time, I'll tell you the story behind how they got started.
Okay. Good Friend Beer Garden and Burger House is another really great neighborhood restaurant over there. I've been there dozens of times. Literally dozens of times. Great hamburgers. I'm not a big beer fan, but they usually have something on tap that I like.
I appreciate you trying.
And I've taken Mom over there, and it's
How's
just,
Mom like it?
Oh, Mom loved it. Mom, I got to tell you, Mom loves a good hamburger.
Good. This is a great place. All right, so this is going to be 9018 Groveland, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, just under 1,400 square feet, and it's charming.
It really is. You have this drive up to it, the magnificent trees, the front porch. This is truly a front porch neighborhood.
It is a front porch neighborhood, and when we were here doing the photography on Sunday night, there were people walking their dogs all over the place. You can't help but make memories and friends here.
You really can't. Hardwood floors, little ornamental fireplace that I don't think they use any longer. The rooms are a generous size. The home itself is only about 1,400 square feet, but the layout on it works really well.
It does. It's very smartly laid together, and they've done a really good job of maximizing the space. So they've created this dining room that connects directly into the kitchen right here. And by using this blue paint the way they have and the yellow, it really has helped denote the areas. And I think it must be what makes this house feel larger than it is.
I do too. The countertops are butcher block countertops, farm sink, stainless steel appliances. So it's got all of those things that people tend to really want in houses today without being completely modernized and brought out of what its former glory is.
I do. And I think that the palette, though each room has its own signature color, I feel like somehow they all work together so they're not so harsh. Like the yellow is strong, but then it plays off of this. This is a little seating area at the back of the house that kind of connects the kitchen with the outdoor patio that opens up, as you can see there, into the master bedroom.
And this is the master bedroom. As you can see, it's got 2 really good sized closets there, plenty of room for additional seating, additional dresser space, open bright light windows, just really a cute room.
They did a great job with it. And the one thing they did is they left the mirrors on those closet doors, and so it kind of gives you extra space. You don't have to take up your wall space for the mirror. Here you've got a bathroom that has been renovated. That renovation includes wainscoting, toilet, sink, and really great tile in the shower surround.
And as Wes mentioned, this is a split level home, and so you come down into one of the bedrooms, and it's a really great sized bedroom. They use it more as a playroom than anything, but it could certainly be a bedroom on its own.
We love that this stairway had a little cutout so you can look into the dining room. I thought it was a really smart way to keep the house flowing and keep it feeling large. Upstairs, you have your little second bedroom, great window in 2 corners, and then you have this amazing outdoor space.
Oh gosh, I don't think we have had a home listed for sale that has this kind of outdoor space in a very long time.
This much outdoor space that is usable and doesn't require all of Saturday morning or Sunday morning getting it ready to use. It is a low maintenance backyard, but packs in a ton of fun.
It really does. And there's outdoor space there they've got a bar that's built in. They've got a horseshoe set up. There's space right next door to the horseshoe setup if you want to play cornhole. It is like the place to go drink beer and have all your friends over in the afternoon.
It is your own private truck yard, and Truck Yard is one of those great East Dallas little bars you can go hang out. I feel like the only thing it needs is a stage.
Yeah. So 9018 Groveland Drive, it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It's built in 1938. It's about 1,390 square feet, and it's priced at $399,900, and that is about $287 a square foot. Great, great home. If you'd like to see more information about it, click in the link below. There's some pictures that we weren't able to put into our presentation today. If you'd like to see the home, we're going to have it open this Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. And if that time doesn't work for you, just reach out to us directly and we'll be happy to show it to you. And we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment of episode 154? 153. Sorry, wasn't paying attention earlier. But we're going to talk today in our second segment about the green gems in the city of Dallas. And this conversation that Weston and I were having was really kind of came up because the Dallas Morning News is doing their editorial news board is doing a project through the paper that talks about how parks are one of the way we're going to stitch back our democracy between these warring sides at the moment.
And I thought it was really interesting because I thought, wow, how are they going to put all this together? And they brought in a really strong set of arguments in an assortment of, I believe, 4 articles. And it talks about how when you go to the park, you run into people who are completely different demographic, different race, they speak different languages, and how that is a way for us all to get together. They talked about how just at the kids' park, you can be talking to someone you never would have seen before, and you're talking about your kids, how they're playing so well together. You can see kids that are working together to move the blocks around, and yet they've never seen each other, and they have nothing in common. And this is just this overarching element that is what they're trying to talk about. And these are the articles that brought up Ted Lasso and how the honesty was so amazing that they were witnessing. And we really liked it because it is a really high point that I feel like we need right now.
I agree with you. The city of Dallas parks, when you measure them against other large city parks across the country and break it down in terms of, it talked about accessibility, equipment, locations, things like that. We are like, of the 100 cities that were done in this study, we are number 50. So we're right in the middle.
Really?
Yes, which means we have plenty of space to go up. I mean, I think as a 40-year resident of Dallas, 40-year resident of Dallas now, I've seen our parks kind of ebb and flow between being taken care of, not being taken care of, and I think over probably the last 10 years, I've seen a lot of effort from our city to improve those and get new parks into neighborhoods.
Absolutely. And you can look at downtown Dallas and the 2 bookends that happened at Belo that were huge when they rolled out. Clyde Warren Park. Clyde Warren Park is actually going to have a 1.5 acre expansion towards the west. And they're going to add a large pavilion and supposedly the largest interactive water fountain for kids, I guess. These are just elements that 10 years ago didn't exist here. And so it's just continuing.
And they're doing that very same type of park down on I-35 by the zoo.
Absolutely.
And, that is a tremendous investment that the city is making. And, they're doing it with a lot of federal dollars as well because of all the transportation infrastructure that's going on. But we have, our city has really identified some priority areas for new parks. The city currently has 467 parks, And those parks actually return on investment in terms of home ownership as well.
Yep. Actually, economically, the parks actually add a total of 678 million to the local economy, and it looks like right here that they found that it contributes 340 million to the actual real estate market.
So in Portland, there was a study that was done not long ago, and they looked at 16,000, the values of 16,000 homes, and compared those with each other, and did that comparison in proximity to a city park. And they found that the homes that, and these are just your median priced homes, that saw an improvement in value anywhere from 8 to 20% compared to homes that were more than half a mile away.
I think that you and I could safely agree with that if you just take and pull the Katy Trail and look at that. Remember down towards American Airlines Center, there were those really modern lofts that came in, and when they first came in, they were in a no-good neighborhood, and you're like, good luck getting over 3 for those. And today they trade for over $1 million.
Yes.
And it's because, not just because, but the Katy Trail wraps right through that. And so it's add this element, this walkway, this whatever you want it to be right outside your door.
And it we talked 4 or 5 weeks ago about the city approval of the connector from the lower part of the Katy Trail all the way across I-35 to connect to the Trinity Strand
That's
Trail.
right.
And those types of investments are going to just continue to help the design district. There's a lot more multifamily residential coming into the design district. I think we'll begin to see some single family start occurring over there in some of those vacant pockets of land.
And as summer ebbs, we are really getting into that time when it's a great time to get out and explore some of these. And the National Audubon or the Audubon Park that is
Trinity
here,
Audubon, yeah.
it is amazing. It has amazing architecture. I can't remember how many miles of trails they have, but these are things that you don't need to go to Arkansas or Oklahoma to go to Broken Bow to get a hike. You can get this on a Saturday morning at 7 o'clock and be done by 10.
I think there were 43 miles of trails down there, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not doing 43 miles.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But it butts up against the Great Trinity Forest, which is one of the largest contiguous forests of hardwood trees in the United States.
And
it's right here.
Yep, it is really great. These articles that we found, there are about 5 of them. Green spaces in a concrete jungle, our places to play, do serious work, 5 jewels in Dallas Crown, are all in Sunday's newspaper, and they are absolutely worth a read. I think that this is a really great way for people who live in Dallas and people who don't, to get to know Dallas and really explore it and take advantage of what we have here. It is really amazing.
It really is. So I hope you found this helpful or interesting. If you'd like to read more information, we're going to have links to the articles in the comments below. If you'd like to talk about it, please put comments in. We'd be happy to respond to that.
And just remember, tune in next week, Wednesday at noon on Facebook or YouTube, and we want to be your realtors for life.